Oh shit. Hello everybody. How's all doing in Facebook land today? Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody is well and safe. I gotta say, after 3 years, congratulations to Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills, 14716, ex-chief or commander, year 2019, who had me shot back in 2019. Staff sergeants, year 2019, and year 2021, Shannon Cork, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, Robert Can Fuck, Can Kill, Can Get Away With It, Money Badge Family Town Council Lucas, actually. Robert Kane, Stacy, mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee. Blonde hair, now in Kingston. Shelley Hafner or Huffner, who is O.p.p. and mental health. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Barton, Dr. McGregor, triage nurses Terry, Tanya, and David, administration Wayne Cubbyduck, administration Sarah Fiddler, Paladin Security, and Stacy's girlfriend, file falsifier, medical blacklister, and the one that assures crimes for her girlfriend and for O.p.p. and for inmates here in Napanee, Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V. She also gives out files illegally to her girlfriend to give to O.p.p. Spencer Mills is in possession of my CAT scans given to Stacy from Tatiana back in 2019. He is in possession of my original ones and I was given fake ones. I went to my CAT scan appointment after I was shot trying to figure out what the fuck was going on because it wasn't with a bullet, it was with something and it went into my right ear and I started having problems. And this was after I started talking about the human homeless trafficking out of the Morning Star mission and the homeless exploitation for monetary gain using the charitable means to do it and the tax stuff that was going on, using that as a means to find out people's financial information and then screwing them over. I became a victim after David Smith showed up at my door delivering me food at my previous address, and then about 5-10 minutes later Spencer Mills showed up at my door after or with a he showed up at my door about 10 minutes later with a guy from the mental health, pretty much to intimidate me and threaten me and let me know that if I did not stop talking about what was taking place, there would be serious consequences, either criminal or mentally, whatever. And he was 100% right. Because then after that, one known as William Bill Wooldridge that lives at 149 Center Street, North Napanee, Ontario, came onto the scene and he started stalking. I would go out, he was always right there. I would go downtown, he was always right there every step of the way, knowing exactly where I was, when I was gonna be there, how. I have prisoner tracking on me from him. He is a harbored, wanted, dangerous sex offender who O.p.p. are using and protecting to commit crimes with and for them. knowing his dangerous background and how delusional he is. I have what is called remote neural monitoring use on me, which is police and military tech, which is a nano microchip implant, which is used for invasive surveillance. Also, it attaches to a person's central nervous system to destroy a person's central nervous system. And like I said, also for invasive surveillance to see what the person sees and hears what the person hears. I and it was given to O.p.p to Billy Wooldridge for this. So I read as him, and this is how I am going through my identity theft and my identity changes. This is how I am being deformed. My skull's been split. My brain has been seriously injured. I have no feeling left in my head whatsoever or stimulation. My right lung is completely screwed. My right kidney is completely screwed. I could not go to the hospital. I could not get help because the doctors here are criminally negligently involved with this 3-year crime on me. This is revenge retaliation crime on me, as a matter of fact, for me speaking of their crimes, like I said. And that's the only thing. And the ones that are using it on me, they're drug fed, money paid co offenders, other than the one known as Billy Wooldridge of 149 Center Street North, who was actually told that he and I were switched at birth. And he was also told that he's my dad, but he also thinks that he is Harry Potter. I assure you, William Billy Wooldridge, we were not switched at birth. I am 50, you were approximately 72, 73 years old, you delusional fuck. And I assure you, you definitely are not my dad. I watched my dad commit suicide when I was a kid, so you go fuck yourself. I am well aware of who I am, you low-life piece of shit, delusional fuck. You believe it because you were told it through Billy, where you were told it through Spencer Mills and Stacy, who conveniently left to further distance herself from what she is guilty of and to try to have deniability. Same with the ex-chief or commander. The lies, the time buying, the cover ups, arrest refusals, except for on me, through the hospital to deflect crimes, and also in an attempt to give me a criminal record, which I did not have. And that lie was cast against me, stating I had long criminal record and history and that I've been in and out of jails and prison my whole life. None of it is true in any way, shape, or form. And the pieces of shit who cast that lie against me, they need to prove it. Same with the long psychological record and history and all this other bullshit needs to be proven because it's 100% bullshit, not true. Lies against me about being suicidal and self-harmer, certainly not true in any way, shape, or form. I've been trying to save my life. I've been trying to save my identity and my bloodline. I'm certainly not suicidal, you pieces of shit, lying garbage. Lies about me about drugs that I do not do. I do not do drugs. I am against them, and everybody knows me, knows I'm truly against them. I've lost too many friends and family from the junk, and I want nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. I go through identity changes constantly from people using remote neural monitoring on me. It's being passed around, other than the one known as Billy Wooldridge, the one at Harvard sex offender who also used to stalk children at Tim Hortons for the ex-O.p.p chief or commander for sex slavery, pedophilia, sex slavery. Another reason why he is so harbored and protected Shannon Cork laughing in my face over me telling her to arrest her boss. As he walked by, she told me to file a report, knowing it would have done no good. It would have been ripped up, tore up, burnt up. I'm not that stupid or naive. Excuse me. And then he went on to also was stalking my mother while calling her mother. He believes we were switched at birth. He believes that he's my dad, but he was also calling my mom. And he is 72, 73 years old. The delusional fucking goof. And he also went on to stalk her, call her mom, and caused her death through using remote neuromonitoring on her, causing tumors, causing cancer from the radiations and EMFs that gives off from this shit inside a person. It is all being done invasively inside me right now. My body's been completely and totally mutilated. I'm being broadcasted through and lived through by all of these different pieces of shit who are using this on me 24/7. There is Blair Hardy. There is Jason Van Alstyne. There is Tyler Lake. There's a guy named Ray Ray. There is his roommate Sam. There is a Michelle Irish. There is a Holly Carlisle, Tyler Lake's girlfriend, who is also guilty of animal abuses and animal murders. They are also using remote neuromonitoring between their pug dog, and my lab dog, which has caused him serious harm, which has caused him also facial deformities as well. They are using this, passing it around while they are high because they are getting all the free drugs of their choice. Compliments of drug cop Spencer Mills, compliments of drug cop Robert Kane. And they are getting high and using this shit like a damn game because it enables them to basically broadcast over and through another person. I even have them use this shit on me when I am sleeping. I get numbed down to be dumbed down on a daily basis. I have no feeling or stimulation in my head anymore, and I haven't for the last few months. My dog's been seriously injured. I am getting seriously injured. The longer this goes on, hoping that I'll forget about it or I'm not talking about it and showing what I'm showing, proving what I'm proving, by whom, how, and why, for revenge, retaliation. I am the end of my bloodline as well. Lennox and Addington, Ontario provincial police, along with the doctors here who are aiding and co-committing and covering up with criminal negligent intent for this crime for Billy Wooldridge, who is also allegedly Hells Angels Ontario chapter captain. He is a sex offender, and he is also wanted by others as well. Blair Hardy, who is allegedly Bandito's MC, and this O.p.p take the orders from these two. Tyler Lake and Javen Alstein are allegedly their prospects. This is the kind of stuff that's going on. They're human traffickers, human sex trade slavery traffickers, financial thefts and frauds, kidnapping, sex assaults, the O.p.p you think you know, the lies, the cover-ups, the time buying. Like I said, arrest refusals except for on their victims, me, to deflect their crimes, and also in an attempt to give me a record which I never previously had to justify the crimes that they are committing against me. So, and have been for 3 fucking years. And I'm just sitting here drinking my cup of tea. I have been showing the changes that I have been going through pretty well on a daily basis, on an hourly basis at that. I get numbed down. I feel shit going through my head. I smell fucking feces and piss all the time. My skull has been shortened, widened, flattened, rounded out, elongated. I have shown it and proven it. Nothing I can do about it. I'd be called a fucking liar through the hospital, no matter what you can prove with them. And O.p.p, Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, also Tyler Legg, Jabin Alstein, and the doctors here. They also have a justice of the peace that refuses arrest against them and makes accusations against the victims, stating that they're high on marijuana and hallucinating being sodomized and being ripped open because it was done by O.p.p and Billy Wooldridge. So she had to do that to protect them, to obstruct. No matter what you do in Napanee, I can prove homicides are legal. This is Chris right now, but it's not my image. So I hope all you fucking lowlifes are happy with what you're doing to me. I am 50 years old and I am being played as a damn game and being made to look like one fucking goof Tyler Lake, who is approximately 30, 31 years old. One Jason Van Alstyne, who is approximately 40, 45 years old. One Blair Hardy, who is approximately 65 years old. One Billy Wooldridge, who is approximately 73 years old, and many, many others around here who are using this on me and fucking deforming me and changing my identity. I am the last of my bloodline. I am the end and last of my Wood bloodline, so you're guilty of murdering my mother. You are guilty of murdering me. You're guilty of my identity theft, and yes, I am pretty much mentally dead. I have been injured and tortured that much and deformed. This is also about framing victims. This is how O.p.p fuck people over. This is how they human traffic. This is how they get away with the murdered and missing. They are responsible for that. This is how they frame their victims. They traffic them and they kill them. Like I said, I am a revenge retaliation victim. Conveniently, all of these people, no matter how much you can prove, are untouchable and unarrestable and highly seriously protected, which protects O.p.p as well in their crimes that they are committing. Anybody that's been charged by O.p.p in Lennox and Addington, I would fight it because they are guilty of doing this to me. They're guilty of attempted murder. They're guilty of having my mother stalked and murdered. They're guilty of using prisoner tracking on victims illegally for tracking, for framing, and for trafficking as well. The O.p.p you think you know, they are using the remote neural monitoring. They are giving it to sex offenders and pedophiles who are using it on children as well because it, like I said, it enables for invasive surveillance. So these pedophiles are using it on children and they are getting their rocks off. They're masturbating over them. It basically enables them to broadcast over the person like a hologram. So they are getting molested. These are the sick fucks that's doing this, and as crazy as this sounds, it is 100% true and 100% provable. They've already done everything to try to discredit me, trying to go through the mental health route and all the other bullshit. I'm not schizophrenic. I have no voices, no hallucinations. I am not delusional. I don't think I'm somebody I'm not. I have no multiple personalities. I am one person, but I have many living through me criminally using what is called remote neuromonitoring, doing this to me. So you completely are changing my fucking identity back and forth on me through it from being broadcasted through while injuring me and mutilating my insides by calling me a fucking self-harmer to prevent me from getting help by turning this around and making it look like I am the one doing it, right, Stacy to Tatiana? 100% bullshit, and that was done to prevent me from getting help and being taken serious. And I will not be proven wrong on this. All hands here are washing the other. The cops are using their badges, positions, their lies, their false guise of law. Doctors here are using their credentials as well to be above suspicion of the crimes that they are guilty of here, aiding with and for inmates and O.p.p. So, no matter how much you can prove, You are a victim of crime. It will do no good in Napanee. They will take your legal rights, your human rights, your medical rights, and they will fuck you over in every way, shape, and form, especially if you are poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. This is about financial thefts and fraud as well. They can use remote neural monitoring to get people's, when they are broadcasting over them, they can use them to get people's bank account numbers and social insurance numbers and everything else that they need for the framing for financial thefts, identity thefts. They're into forgeries as well. So O.p.p. and their little inmates that they have and use here from Toronto as well. So beware of this, Napanee. One way or another, I am gonna sue your fucking asses because nobody is arrestable in Napanee, no matter how much you can prove anything. So one way or another, I am going to get criminal civil lawsuits against you, O.p.p., and against Lennox and Addington County General Hospital and the doctors, against against the Mental Health Association through Stacy for the crimes that you are guilty of. If nobody is arrestable, then you must pay monetarily, even though that's not going to help. The damages to me are done. This is done. So you want to dumb me down in hopes that I'm not talking about this or showing what I'm showing and proving what I'm proving and by whom, how, and why. Beware of this, Napanee, and I hope it's being taken serious. And once again, no matter what any cop has said about me in any way, shape, or form, it has been 100% bullshit lie, even right down to their bullshit investigation fucking crap. That's the guys that they are using to get away with what they are getting away with and getting the public on board. Isn't that right, Spencer Mills? Like I said, conveniently here in Napanee, you are using remote neural monitoring, passing it around, giving it to all these fucking low-life pieces of shit scum who are using it on me, deforming me, changing my identity, mentally fucking me up for your benefit. The O.p.p., once again, you think you know. This whole right side of my head is completely gone. My head's been flattened more. And anybody who knows me has seen, you can tell I'm Chris Wood, but this is not my fucking image. So this is done Tyler Lake. This is done Jay Benalstein, Blair Hardy, and the rest of you drug-fed little fucking piece of cockroaching bastards. And that's exactly what you are. You're nothing but O.p.p. little cocksuckers. And I notice I go out because of these videos. They are right there stalking me. They go by me as soon as I step out my fucking door. Yesterday, I go out with my dog, and my whole back parking lot was just covered in fucking cops, SUVs. And then I go to the store, and conveniently one pulls right up by me. It's because they know exactly where I am at all times. Illegally, there is police here that need to be arrested and criminally felony charged. And one way or another, they're going to get it. I can even prove their obstructions surrounding me hands on guns, me phoning trying to get badge numbers and them obstructing, giving me bullshit lies run around. I can prove their crimes. I have no point in lying about anything. It would serve me no purpose in any way, shape, or form. I'm not doing this looking for attention. I'm doing this looking for help And I am doing this to give awareness to people that this shit is actually taking place and how it is being done. Yes, this has been going on with me for 3 fucking years. 3 years. Revenge retaliation. And I do go through facial deforming sometimes on an hourly basis. So, with that being said, I am gonna get off here now. And I'm gonna maybe go do something. Might go to the store. Guaranteed, I'm gonna be seeing one of these pieces of shit. Luckily, Blair Hardy, Tyler Legg, Javen Alstein, Billy Wooldridge, and all the rest are conveniently unarrestable here in Napanee. So right now, as I'm doing this, the whole right side of my face, this whole side of my face is nothing but electricity, and I'm getting burning in the spot on the back of my head, which is getting bigger, and I'm losing a lot more hair around it as well from it. I just can rub it, that spot in the back of my head, and that's the only spot I have any feeling or stimulation in my head anymore. And this could all be proven with a brainwave scan or an MRI. So, time's been bought, damage has been done. This is how you get out of criminal civil lawsuits, and this is how you get away with your crimes that you commit. Your inmates, your psychiatric patients, and your little drug fed co offenders so you can play Pontius Pilates while they are committing your homicides with you for you. And then knowing their drug addict or their drug histories and their criminal records and histories, you swoop in and can blame them for everything. They are nothing more than O.p.p pawns as well, but in the meantime, they are also all guilty of this to me and guilty of murder. My mother, guilty of stalking, sex assaults, kidnapping, and they still have to answer for all of that. I am not gonna let this go, no matter what you do. You do what you do to me, O.p.p. Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Ben Alstein, Tyler Lake. You play your fucking games on me, treat me like a puppet. But you will not get away with what you did to my mother. You murdered my mother with premeditated intent, just like you're doing this to me. Premeditated, conspired with intent to commit. Isn't that right? O.p.p. Lennox and Addington Hospital doctors, Blair Hardy, Billy Wooldridge, Jabin Alstein, Untouchables, Unarrestables. Remember this. They are the drug traffickers. Blair Hardy is a rapist. Jabin Alstein and Blair Hardy are guilty of being involved with Jack Clark's death as well. They're the ones that laced the drugs for homicides to make it look like a junkie just bought bad drugs and died. Meanwhile, it's being done with intent for that purpose. Isn't that right, Blair Hardy? Billy Wooldridge, Jabin Alstein, Tyler Lake, and anything also happens to my dog, you are responsible for it, and you will pay for it as well, you fucking little bastards. He's been seriously deformed, and his face now is starting to swell up like a fucking pug. So, you're doing this to me, and you're seriously harming and deforming my fucking dogs while using this as a game through O.p.p, you little piece of shit bastards. You will pay for this one way or another, criminally, legally. So, let this be a lesson happening. Be safe, be a neighbor, be a friend, help another if you can. Do it without an agenda. Do it because it needs to be done. Make humans for humans once more. Love all, hate none. Anybody thinks identity thefts and changes cannot happen. I am 100% proof it can, and it does. You're guilty of murdering the entire Wood bloodline, you fucking garbage. I can prove my DNA too, you low-life pieces of shit. You're lucky that only O.p.p victims are the ones arrestable in Napanee, and yes, that's exactly what I am. I am a victim of theirs. I don't have the victim mentality, but I am a victim of theirs in that sense, kind of. All revenge retaliation. And they're going about doing it using all these little fucking pieces of shit garbage. Families are murdered or missing, it is the police. Human trafficking, it is the police. They get their kicks off of injuring and torturing, skull splitting, brain injuring, body mutilations causing serious memory losses in victims, using psychiatric patients and psychotic inmates who are killers. Nice fucking job, O.p.p. You speak up and try to save lives in Napanee. Good luck with that. When they're against life, they're about having it taken by all means necessary. You are seen as filth, scum, low life, somebody they can buy, sell, trade. You're seen as a commodity, and your life means nothing to them. And this has to be taken serious. They're very dangerous. They're very corrupt.